These franchises should have just stopped at 3.
It's not possible even with today's technology it would shatter.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst fourth installments in movie franchises.
You sure you've done this before?
Oh yeah, lots of times, man.
For this list, we're taking a look at film features that are the fourth in line in a series. Just because the number 4 might be in the title doesn't mean it'll necessarily be eligible. Time has no bearing on this list. As long as it's the 4th in the series, it's all good with us.
They say I'm getting older, but I still like to party.
Number 10. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
This is very bad.
While this may not be the 4th film in terms of chronological order in the Star Wars saga, it was the 4th film released, and started a prequel series that many people believe ruined one of the greatest trilogies of all time.
I'm a person, and my name is Anakin.
Fans had been waiting 16 years for another Star Wars film, but anticipation quickly turned into frustration with this disappointing entry. Bad writing, a confusing and boring plot. Some iffy performances, and unnecessary characters were just some of the many things wrong with this film. Jar Jar Binks, anyone?
That's the last thing Misa want.
Number 9. Terminator Salvation.
My name is Marcus Wright.
You think you're human?
I am human.
When it was announced that Terminator Salvation would venture away from the time travel plot element and focus instead on the future war between Skynet and humanity, fans were thrilled that they would finally get to see humans fighting machines.
What day is it? What year?
2018.
Throw in the red-hot Christian Bale as John Connor, and it seemed that this film would shoot some life back into the Terminator franchise.
This is John Connor.
Unfortunately, cool special effects did not necessarily make a cool movie.
You cannot save John Connor.
Watch me.
Critics complained that Salvation was missing the heart of the prior films, and surprisingly, Bale's performance in particular was criticized. As a result, the idea for a new trilogy was scrapped.
Should stay in San Francisco, Dr. Kogan.
By signing this consent form, you be donating your body to a noble cause.
Number 8. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Although this film somehow received relatively positive reviews from many critics, and even has a respectable 78 score on Rotten Tomatoes, we here at WatchMojo aren't convinced that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was a worthy addition to this beloved adventure series.
You know, for an old man, you ain't bad in a fight.
Thanks a lot.
What are you, like 80?
Ridiculous scenes like Harrison Ford surviving a nuclear blast by hiding in a fridge, and Shia LaBeouf swinging on vines with monkeys are just some of the problems with this bloated blockbuster.
This ain't gonna be easy.
The film actually won the Razzie Award for Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel in 2009, meaning we aren't alone in our assessment. And we did not even mention that CGI gopher. Number 7. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
You are Jack Sparrow.
There should be a captain in there somewhere.
What do you do when you create a classic character that is beloved by people across the world? You keep creating films involving that character to get increasingly mediocre until no one wants to hear his name ever again. Of course.
Then you lied to me when you told me you were Jack Sparrow.
I am Jack Sparrow, but I'm not here to procure a crew.
While the 4th installment of the Pirates franchise at least tried to mix it up by removing Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley and adding Penelope Cruz, it still had a confusing and ridiculous plot and was a critical failure compared to its predecessors. Critics even said that Jack Sparrow had worn out his welcome.
Speak for yourself. Unlike some who pretend to be, but cannot in fact hold a candle to, I am Captain Jack Sparrow.
Nevertheless, a 5th film with Depp once again in the lead role has been announced.
I'm Jack Sparrow, the one and only.
Number 6. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. We can't be too hard on a film that helped launch the careers of Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger, but this quasi-remake/sequel is a complete disaster.
9-8, don't be late. 7-6, you better get it right.
You shouldn't kill me.
Numerous production problems and reissues resulted in different titles and versions of the film, and it only received a limited release 3 years after its completion, once its stars had already achieved massive stardom.
Don't you dare touch me!
Needless to say, it was critically panned with reviewers, complaining about the lack of horror and dumb plot. Still, McConaughey and Zellweger's performances were praised, so it wasn't a total bust.
Don't hit me! Stop!
Number 5. The Next Karate Kid.
Sometimes animals have more sense than human.
A failure both critically and at the box office, this film essentially ended the Karate Kid franchise.
What'd you get suspended for?
Oh, it's a long story. I'll tell you later.
With a paltry approval of just 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, the next Karate Kid grossed $8.9 million compared to the $90.8 million the first movie took home.
Nothing is ever killed.
Reviewers complained that the film was not even close to credible and was by far the silliest installment in the franchise.
Maybe I should just forget about school, forget about my life. Why can't I just lock myself in my room and listen to music all day?
Similar to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation, however, this movie served up the breakout role for a Hollywood A-lister. A young Hilary Swank was probably the best thing about this fourth installment.
What did I do wrong?
Julie-san tried to kill cockroach.
What, like you've never tried to kill a cockroach before?
Number 4. Transformers: Age of Extinction.
A new era has begun, and the age of the Transformers is over.
Is it the box office or the critics that determine the film's success? If it's the box office, then the fourth film in Michael Bay's Transformers franchise was a rousing success, as it grossed over $1 billion and was the highest-grossing film in 2014.
You don't win money.
Reviewers hammered the film, however, criticizing its length, the disorienting action scenes, and the needlessly complex plot.
And that's what Galvatron wants to happen again. He wants to detonate that seed in the biggest city and kill millions. He's gonna show the world, baby, I'm back.
It received Razzie nominations for Worst Picture and Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel, and actually won Kelsey Grammer the Worst Supporting Actor award and Michael Bay the award for Worst Director, something he certainly earned with this train wreck of a movie.
Running out of gun and ammo! Ah!
Number 3. Jaws: The Revenge.
Yo, just take it easy, will you?
From a film that was a critical disaster but a financial success, to a film that failed on all fronts. Jaws: The Revenge has a big fat 0% on Rotten Tomatoes and was responsible for ending the Jaws film franchise.
You know too much and nothing's ever quite the same.
Roger Ebert called the movie stupid and incompetent.
What?
While other critics pointed out the numerous implausible scenes, like the one where the shark swims from New York to the Bahamas in less than 3 days. Even the special effects were criticized, as the film earned the Razzie for Worst Visual Effects among many, many nominations. Number 2. Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Another film that was responsible for ending a franchise. The fourth Superman film is widely considered to be one of the worst films ever made.
Oh, Clark, you always overreact. It won't be that terrible.
Hopefully very terrible, Miss Lane.
In fact, the movie was such a disaster, there wasn't even another Superman movie for almost 20 years.
Hey, relax, he's like... It's beautiful, it's perfect. Welcome home, Nuclear Man. Your father's happy to see you.
The lack of action, poor special effects, lazy acting, and, worst of all, ridiculous plot were all criticized by reviewers and audiences, and the movie definitely suffered from its lack of budget. Christopher Reeve even stated that he regretted becoming involved with the film, and stated that it was a huge blow to his career.
You know, Lois, there always was the possibility that some warped individuals would take advantage of the world's goodwill.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Where you died, we've remade you. We cloned you.
We knew this was gonna be tricky, right? I think we did amazing.
Number 1. Batman and Robin.
Hey, freeze. The heat is on.
Taking the top spot on our list is this catastrophe of a film, widely considered to be one of the worst movies ever made. But if you've watched any of our other videos, you already know that.
And you are?
Batgirl.
That's not awfully PC. What about Bat Person or Bat Woman?
Bruce, it's me, Barbara.
Bat nipples, horrible one-liners, and an absolutely ridiculous plot are just some of the things that are wrong with this superhero flick.
It's Batman and Robin, not Robin and Batman, and I'm sick of it.
The film essentially ended the Batman franchise, as the planned sequel was immediately scrapped following its release. The series was eventually rebooted by Christopher Nolan, but this movie will go down in history as one of the worst fourth installments ever made.
Partners.
Partners. Do you agree with our list?
You know you good. That's the important thing.
What's your favorite fourth film in a franchise?
Do you honestly think that I could love it? Or even tolerate it?
For more great top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Yeah! Honor to the end.